best blood!
And there it is, that classic Nicolas Cage commitment. I will probably never forget the first time I saw this. Have you ever wondered what it might look like if Nicolas Cage portrayed a highly intelligent con artist with crippling and debilitating OCD and borderline Tourette syndrome? I mean, who hasn't? Anyone who knows me knows that one of my all-time favorite subgenres in all of cinema is the heist film. And in my opinion, one of the greatest and most underrated heist films of all time is 2003's Matchstick Men. I'm always surprised when I bring this movie up to somebody and they haven't seen it, or in some cases have never even heard of it, because this film was directed by Ridley Scott and stars Nicolas Cage. Let's pass it off to me and figure out what the f happened to this movie. In today's episode, we're gonna talk about the ultra slick,
It's crazy.
hyper-manic,
Shame on you!
and totally unbeatable performances in Ridley Scott's 2003 heist adventure, Matchstick Men.
For some folks, money's a foreign film without subtitles.
We want to know how this acclaimed Hollywood maestro took themes of loneliness, guilt, fatherhood, and success and laced it with a cast of high-profile talent,
You have to pay extra for that?
threw in some con artistry for us moviegoers to get excited about, and created one of the most underrated heist films ever made. Let's get into it.
Are you whispering? Are you whispering?
Nicolas Cage's filmography may appear overstuffed with movies and roles that could be considered low impact.
That's weird.
However, among the many direct-to-DVD outings, some of which are pretty good, there are truly admirable projects to be found that remind us just how special and talented Cage can be.
You looking for something, sucker?
And there may be no better example of that than his role as Roy Waller, a smooth-talking and polite con artist with crippling obsessive-compulsive disorder and borderline Tourette syndrome.
Obviously, I have a lot of tics.
When Roy discovers the existence of his long-lost daughter, he must balance his risky career and carefully designed lifestyle with the chaotic whimsy of a 14-year-old girl who's equally as shady and sneaky as her old man.
You have to create a value for something which really isn't there.
This creates an interesting father-daughter dynamic and leads to somewhat of a family business. And what starts as a harmless, albeit shady family legacy, turns into a high-stakes, twisted game of confusion and betrayal and, in the end, acceptance.
And for God's sake, make sure the person you're conning isn't conning you.
The film is based on Eric Garcia's 2002 novel of the same name, and Scott began working on an adaptation almost immediately following the release of the book, with Ted and Nicholas Griffin retooling some of the structure to fit a narrative film.
I'd have to make a lot of changes.
Scott had been looking for his next project off the back of the blockbusting success of Black Hawk Down in 2001, and as opposed to the gritty and grimy story of that film, Scott decided to make something polished, glossy, and extremely slick with Matchstick Men. This would require a studio budget from Ridley's longtime collaborators at Warner Bros., and of course the production would need a great cast to pull off the job.
How much you think we can take that guy for? Chuck, with the boat.
For the character of Roy Waller, the role called for an actor who could play a convincing high-class grifter while also being able to deliver on debilitating panic attacks and intense facial tics.
What? What?
Who do we know with the charm and boundless commitment to pull something like that off? Well, by now you know. Adding to the cast, we have the always enjoyable Sam Rockwell as Frank, the over-ambitious but equally savvy sidekick to Roy's operation.
Well, it's not a fortune. It'll keep you in diapers, barely.
We also have a very young Allison Lohman, who would go on to star in films like Big Fish, Drag Me to Hell, and Gamer.
Oh yeah, antique dealers always keep large stacks of cash in their homes right next to their guns!
Frank has been living the high life as a white-collar scam artist, and the film's visual style is drenched in neatness and wealth, which shows us just how successful Roy has been over his long career.
Working these people with me. Working them, Doc.
While working a hustle with Frank, Roy sees a therapist to attempt to control his increasing anxiety and OCD. This only adds to his condition, as the conversations with his shrink result in Roy finding out that he has a 14-year-old daughter named Angela from a failed marriage.
Look, she left me with a black eye, which I gave her, and a bun in the oven, which might have come from anyone. So no, I haven't.
Oh, and the kicker? Roy has already agreed to pull off the big one with Frank, and the job is going to require no distractions and a hell of a lot of control. Unfortunately, having a teenage daughter is anything but that. Allison Lohman as Angela is the perfect foil for Roy. She's got a free-spirited and devil-may-care attitude and keeps her life loose, while Roy has an incredibly structured and disciplined life that he designed to keep his condition in check.
A lot of time I feel sick of that.
Much like the unlikely allies trope, these two need to learn to take their cues from each other and find a comfortable middle ground where Angela gets the loving father she always wanted, and Roy finds an emotional cure for his loneliness and complacence. But enough of the warm and fuzzies. Let's talk about the heist.
I'm a con artist.
The difference being?
They give me their money.
So, Roy and Frank are getting ready to pull off the big job, and against everyone's better judgment, Angela is now involved in the scam as a personal touch to Roy's con.
Wonderful. I have a 14-year-old.
It's a riot, huh?
Yeah.
Little training bras hanging from the shower rods.
Their plan is to take millions of dollars in cold hard cash off of a rich businessman while convincing him that they can cash it in on the exchange rate of foreign currency and more than triple his investment. The only thing is, of course, they're making away with the cash and leaving their mark completely broke. That is, until... Get out of there! Get back. If you ask me, and director Ridley Scott, the film is less about the job and more about the incredibly small odds and the things working against Roy to pull it off.
Look at me. I'm a mess.
See, there's a few scenes in this movie that really showcase just how bad Roy's anxiety is. Take, for example, a scene where he accidentally loses his medication and spends the entire day chain-smoking cigarettes while meticulously cleaning his already spotless house.
I like your leather. All right, come on. Pick it up.
The button on the scene is that Roy has a severe panic attack after Frank eats a sandwich and spills some of the lettuce on the carpet.
I need a partner who's like, my heart goes out to you, but this is it now. I gotta make some money.
This scene is some A-level acting from Cage, and it perfectly suits his sensibilities as an actor. He's drawing energy from the manic and nervous state of the character while fully committing to the sad undertones within it.
How's that? You like that? How's that?
Oh, and of course, how could I forget to mention the most Cage scene in the movie when he visits a pharmacy in a totally manic panic trying to get his hands on his medication, only to find out that they're placebos.
Ever heard of a line?
Hey, have you ever been dragged to the sidewalk and beat until you
Pissed blood!
Matchstick Men was released in September of 2003 to a very cold box office reception. The film fetched about $65 million on a budget of about $65 million, which technically makes it a flop, and that leaves it somewhere in the hidden gems category on any of your given streaming services. But if you ask me, Scott understood what the novel was and delivered a movie that told the story with weight, heart, and soul. And while it might not have lit the box office on fire, it was received very well by critics who watched it. Notably, Roger Ebert gave the film 4 stars out of 4 and called it, quote, "so absorbing that whenever it cuts away from the plot, there's another, better plot to cut to."
I'd never find a better partner, and now I won't have to. I love you, man.
Scott may be known for his more successful and impactful films like Gladiator, Alien, and Black Hawk Down. But when he steps into a smaller world and brings his epic cinematic prowess to the table, you sure do get something special. Something that reminds us all that the art of the heist is less about the slick suits and charming demeanor. It's all about your state of mind. And that is what the fuck happened to Matchstick Men.
You did very good. Very, very, very good.
Thank you for clicking on our video, everybody. If you like what you saw here, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and share with your friends who like this sort of content. JoBlo was created by movie fans for movie fans, and we appreciate your support.